Hello guys, my name is Piotr and today we are going to test the Heroes. You can see behind my back. Together with my friends we are going to test the grandfather of the latest Mercedes SL 2024 model, grandfather and grandfather. To make it even more interesting, we are going to use two generations of drivers, Generation X and Generation Z. Buying a convertible car might be a solution to survive during your midlife crisis, but it can also be an investment. If you have 20 to 25,000 euro, easily at the moment you can buy one of these cars.
On mobile.de you can find a lot of these cars. In the amount of money between 25 to 50,000, starting from 1970s to 2011, so all three generations, you can find over 1,200 cars. There are over 500 cars available in amount of money between 20 to 25,000.
In this movie we are going to present also some competition between those three cars. Even if we already know who's gonna be the winner, I can assure you that there are going to be some surprises, even for us. Let me tell you something about the car I like and I know the most. It's R107. So it's 3.8 liter engine, 200 horsepower. I don't remember exactly the number of torques, but definitely it's not the strong muscle car. It's not even comparable with R129 and R230. But the sound of the engine is really lovely. It's still V8, so you can enjoy the sound, and for sure you can enjoy cruising with this car. When I drive through the city center, I see a lot of thumbs up from many people because they enjoy the visual part of this car. So this 204 horsepower was for sure more than enough in late 70s or early 80s. I have no doubts, especially that the normal cars in that time had like 50-60 horsepower, so it was impressive in that time, but now it's more like to give you enough joy and fun when you are driving, but you don't feel it's really strong vehicle, that it's so easy to pass another cars. Everything is relatively slow when you accelerate. You can feel it, you can hear it, but it's not massive experience, yeah? But do I need it? Honestly, not really. If I would compare these three cars and think about what would be the choice of James, Jeremy and Richard, I would say that Jeremy for sure would pick up 230. Richard probably will took the middle one, R129, and James for sure the slowest one. That's how it would be in my opinion. When you push kick down, you see, change the gear, you hear and you feel that it accelerates, but it's not massive. Am I happy driving with this car? Yes, I'm extremely happy. It's so relaxing. You don't have to hurry anywhere. Let's take a ride. So I will start with R129. It's a 5-liter engine, 326 horsepower, 470 torque. Yeah, you really feel the power. You cannot say about this driving 107, and the difference is really huge. So from driver perspective, it's really comfortable. You drive like a normal modern car. You just can feel the power when it accelerates. It's really nice. So it goes nice and smoothly, but when only you would like to give him more power, you just kick it down and you really feel it. It gives a really nice experiences. But still you can control it very easily. Nothing happens if you even accelerate a little bit more during the turn or curve. You feel that the car is really stable. Something you can do here, and you can't do it in R107, is that you can change the steering wheel position. So there is a small engine and a little joystick, and you can easily move it up and down, closer or farther from the driver. It's really useful. I'm 1 meter 75 centimeters high, so for me it's not a big problem to find enough space in each of these cars, but I know that other colleagues taller than me had a little bit of issue, especially in R107, because the steering wheel was a little bit too far away from them when the seat was in a comfortable position. So it makes a difference. I really like this classic interior. It's so nice. I enjoy the visual effect of this. It's really the essence of the visual look of Mercedes. Yeah, definitely. If you want to accelerate, you can easily do it. And it's lovely. It brings a smile. It has only a 4-gear transmission, automatic transmission of course. But during the driving, if you don't need to drive with a high speed, basically you don't feel that you need something more. It's more than enough. I mean, you just drive and you don't need to even think about what gear you are driving. All right, let's go to another one. Now let's take a ride with R230. So I already feel that this car is a little bit more unstable. I would say, in comparison to 129. You are losing immediate traction when only you want to accelerate a bit. Oh. So it seems that it has less power than R129, but it seems that either it's lighter on the back, or there is some other reason why you are using traction so easily when only you accelerate a bit during some turning. Yeah, the sound is really good. I think it sounds better, a little bit better than R129. The seats are also a little bit more comfortable for me, at least. So they keep you on place on each turn. So maybe they are more designed for a sport. I think the suspension is also a little bit softer in comparison to R129. But it accelerates also in a similar way. It's really lovely. General experience from R230, it's a very nice car. I mean, gives a pleasure from driving, that's for sure. I don't like this interior, basically speaking. It's too modern for me. I'm also not a big fan of exterior. Maybe it's because I prefer the older cars. But the general impression from the driving experience is really nice. It's really nice. Yeah, it's almost 30 degrees right now, 29.5 Celsius. So I've heard the question about why do you need air conditioning in your convertible car so many times. It's really helpful and it's really useful. So I put the additional camera to watch the wheel. Maybe we'll be able to see it. So how easy the traction control is lost, even if we still have all the systems on. So traction control system is on. Whoa. And I haven't done anything special. I just gave a little bit of acceleration. So immediately you are losing the traction. With ESP on. I don't want to try what's happening with ESP off. The car simply is spinning around or drifting.
The plan was to record how the car is losing traction, but in fact we could observe how we are losing fuel, and this is what happened a couple of hours earlier.
Gdzie my zgubimy to paliwo?
Piotr, tym, ległem.
Co ty gadasz? No korka nie ma.
No ale właśnie gdzie jest ten korek?
Nie wiem. Ty został na stacji pewnie.
Ale tu nie było korka, jak otworzyłem.
Może ja otworzyłem. So what we are going to do tomorrow is we are going to visit Poznań racing track. Let's see what will happen there. So what we are going to do there is, for sure we will try to organize a track race for quarter mile. Then we will try to measure our time passing the lap around, and maybe we will do some other things. Let's see, but I'm really excited. So you may recognize this place as this was the racing track visited by James, Jeremy and Richard during their trip through Poland. It's exactly the same place that these guys were racing. It's a big thanks to the management team of Poznań racing track, Tor Poznań, and big thank you to the board members of Automobil Klub Wielkopolska. Last but not least, a big thanks to Krzysztof to support this idea and to help us to organize this. Thank you very much, guys. It was really a pleasure. As I mentioned, these cars are cruisers and not a typical racing cars. So we are doing it just for fun, and I hope you will enjoy it.
So we started the preparation to the drag race. We made several tests, several races, but during the first preparation, R107 was eliminated. Look what can happen if you take the 42 years car to the racing track. So I lost two belts, one responsible for air conditioning, the other one for charging. Still I had two other belts, so I could continue to drive back home, but we have to implement plan B. We can call it a bad luck, but in reality R107 had no chance in the drag race. So what we did is we asked our colleague to support this race to still have 3 cars there. So what we've got in theory: R129 SL500 has a 326 horsepower and 470 Nm of torque. 0 to 100 km per hour should accelerate in 7.1 seconds. It is 4 gears automatic transmission. R230 has 306 horsepower and 460 Nm of torque. Also automatic transmission, 7 gears, and in theory 6.3 seconds from 0 to 100 km an hour. And BMW Z4, its E85 model, has 265 horsepower, 315 Nm of torque, and 6 gears manual transmission. And again, in theory, it should go from 0 to 100 km an hour in 5.7 seconds. It seems this one is the fastest one. Now let's see the final race.